Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you stopping in, checking out my video.
Going double file.
And we're back here in the LFM, Low Fuel Motorsports server. Getting ready to start a race. I wrecked up my hot lap, so I'm struggling. Starting 15th in the middle of, actually past middle of the pack. There's like 26 in here, 29. So I'm right in the middle of the pack. 29 cars. This is going to be absolutely crazy. It is very hot and slick. Track temp is like 40. So it's hot and slick. So we'll see what we can do. Happy if I could just finish the race, to be honest, with a decent spot.
Green light, go, go, go.
So you got these guys around here.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Ah!
Car on the left.
Come
To
on.
the right.
Oh man, goodness.
Clear on the left.
Yeah, you got all these guys just trying to burrow their way through. I lost positions. There goes somebody. Yeah, it's tough. I didn't remember hitting anything on my left front tire, but it's not coming up to temperature. Shoot. This thing has got so many. Hit any little thing and you lose pressure. It's terrible now. It's like a minefield. Any little bump, grass.
This has been your personal best.
left front's lost air for some reason. I don't know why. I don't remember hitting anything.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I'm not.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
That's not good for some reason. I'll make my car push. I'll get past now.
Faster car approaching. Watch out.
My tires look good except that left front. I don't know what I hit. See how minor it is? I mean, any little thing. I don't even remember what I hit. Acts like I went off the road or something. Come up. Now it's moved me up to 16th. messes you up. So hard to pass.
Yellow flag, be careful there. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Good drive off of there.
Gaining on the car ahead in sector 3. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Right.
Halfway through, keep it up.
Push, push. Yeah, front's still down a little bit, so I don't know. Come on. better. A little too deep.
Gaining on the car heading sector 2.
Whoa! Gotta be careful braking a little early. Or I'm braking late. Good run off of that turn. Another hard one to get around. He gets a great drive down this straightaway.
Heading sector 1.
oversteer behind him. Plus the tires are worn and getting some understeer. Yeah, it's going to be really hard to get around him. That's about the best I can do, and I still can't gain it. I'm just keeping up with it. Dang it. Nothing I can do about that. Ah, it's too late. Stupid.
Neither is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
Slipping and sliding. Fuel was really good. Yeah, as he gets some understeer when you get really up behind him.
All right. checkered flag. Good job. You did the best you could. Now bring the car back.
Nothing I could do. It's the best I could do. It's a good race, though, I thought. Yeah, it was a good race. Finished 11th. Just out of the top 10. Well, at least I moved up a little bit from, especially on the start. I mean, I didn't, first lap I was like 18th or something like that. So, excuse me. So, that's good. Sweating here, trying to cool down. That is some intense racing, even for a top 10. I mean, you were working it. I mean, again, it means, it means nothing. I mean, as far as, I was faster. I still think I was faster, but, I can't get around them. So you got to get around them, and that's the whole thing. And I'm not going to just knock somebody out to get around them. I mean, if it's an accident, it's an accident. But, I mean, I think I had more speed, especially at the end. But, woulda, coulda, shoulda, So, but, again, we'll go check the setup, and we'll be right back. We're back, and I just did some test laps and made a couple small little adjustments, but really nothing hardly at all. Just mainly some tire adjustments and things like that. I had it pretty decent before in practice before I got there to the race, and of course I went over a couple little things. Again, this is my suggestion. These are really for everyone out there, for a good base setup. I mean, now, obviously, everybody's driving style is a little different. So, again, you might, and also when you come to these tracks, a track might be a little different than what I'm driving on. So you might have to make a small little adjustment, just like I did in the race. The track was super slick, really hot. So I had to make just a minor little adjustment, just to make sure the car could, be able to go around there without wreck on every lap, or, on the verge of wrecking. So, again, that's things that you have to change. So what I would do is like what I do is I have this as a setup, and then when I go to a track to actually do a race and I start adjusting tires and brake ducts and maybe a little this or that, I make it into another setup, and you can put it anything you want, just mark it something else. And that way this one stays the same. So let's say you get so, twisted around that you don't know which way's up, you can always just start over and come back and you got the base right here. I mean, that's just my suggestion, but that way it just saves y'all a lot of hassle and a lot of wasted time. Because I do the same thing, and I just learned off experience because I've done that and got all messed up, and then I didn't know which way to go. So that's the way I do in the always I've done in the past, and I keep doing that, and that way it keeps things more consistent. So let's jump in the car or watch it. And. But I'm really happy with that 11th. I mean, it wasn't the greatest finish, but I worked hard. It was fun. It was still great. Great battling. That's fun. Where you finish is where you finish. So it's still a great time. Wish I would have had a better start, but at least I didn't wreck. Don't forget about the giveaway coming up. It's going to be out this weekend, probably Sunday, just to give you a heads up, most likely. You see it was 157 down the straightaway. I'm really happy with that, and that takes a lot of basically, being flat-footed through that last corner. And that's right there with everybody else. I think the best I've seen is like 158 by itself, no drafting. So, you're right there. But you can see, through all the rest of the track, I was making up time. A lot of time. The car handles really well, and it's over a long period of time where that BMW was starting to slip and slide more and more. I was still fine. I was slipping a little bit, but not as bad as he was. So again, even on the longer stints, I think this thing's going to be really good. Probably really be even better on the longer stints than some other cars. I don't think I'm using the tires up near as bad. Again, look out for these bumps and these curbs. They are treacherous as far as losing air. And always keep your right side tires near 28 if you've seen any of my other races. Because or even your left, your right sides, because if you go off in the bowl in the grass or you hit these big bumps, curbs, you're going to lose air. I've done it multiple times. Especially in the first couple laps when the tires are still low. You really want to be careful for the first 1 or 2 laps. Try to be a little on the cautious side. You see there's 157 again. So again, it was it's doing it every single time. Where when I first started, I was doing 156. So I actually, by working on that last corner and being free and coming through there, I was able to gain another mile an hour. So again, I try to gain as much as I can, and that was hurting me some with that BMW, is I couldn't stay flat-footed as much as I wanted to, and had to crank more steering or this or that, and that scrub speed. So it was kind of hurting me because I get some of his dirty air, and then also the adjustment I made, which we'll go over, that I had to make to try to help the car just be a little bit more consistent. So anyway, let's go over the setup. We got 24.8 left front, 25.1 left rear, 26.8 right front, and 26.6 right rear. So again, always try to keep these right side tires near 28. Even if it's 28.1, I wouldn't worry. As long as you're getting on that, and then you go down the straightaway, it'll cool back down to the 79s or something like that. So I would just, because if you're up near there like 28 and all that, if you run over those curbs sometimes, you might still lose a little air, but if you do, it's not the end of the world, because you're still going to be like 79.6 or 7 or whatever. Or 70, something like that, 76. I mean, you'll be like 76 something or 77. So again, I would just keep that in mind, and also even these, try to keep them up near 28. Maybe not at 28, but I still try to keep them at like 28 or 27 to 20. 27.8, something like that. So 27.7, something like that. Toe is negative 0.05 with the camber at negative 3.8 on the left and negative 3.6 on the right. Caster 7.5. Toe on the rear is 0.04. And that's what this was supposed to be. And the camber is negative 3.3 on the left and negative 3.2 on the right. Electronics were 4 and 6. And again, I put one extra click of TC just to help with the rear tires and things like that. I mean, you can go down to 3 if for a few laps if you really want to try to blast it. But I just kept it. I mean, I was running all my good times even with this at 4. Of course, fuel, I had 45 liters. That's what I was running in that race. I did test it at 80. It was still fine. Mechanical, got 7 on the anti-roll bar, which I did make an adjustment there. And we'll go over that. Brake bias, that's another where I made an adjustment at 56. That's a good place to start, but when you want to get, later on, you can go down to 55 like I did, and it works really well there too. So I used to have it at 55, but the back end wants to come around too much down in the bowl, and sometimes you end up looping it if you on the brake too much. So just keep that in mind. You could try it, but just keep that in mind. Springs in the front are 166,000. With a bump stop rate of 800 and a bump stop range of 5. And on the rear, the springs are 142,000 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 20. Anti-roll bar is 3 and the preload on the diff is 60, which I did change a little bit. That was 50. I went to 60. It was just spinning the tire too much coming off the corners and getting the car a little bit oversteery type thing. So I did that, and it fixed that. So, and a couple little adjustments like that. Shocks, which have gone through multiple adjustments. On the front, it's 19, 5, 13, and 8. And on the rear, it's 12, 2, 15, and 3. So those are all been double checked with Motec, and it should be pretty close. Aero. We got 52 in the front, 74 in the rear with a 6 rear wing and a 4 and a 3 in the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a 8.6 to the positive. Now, in the race, I knocked this down to 73. So that's one of the reasons why at that last turn, also it was not allowing me to stay flat-footed and free as I want to. So that's one of the critical things. To do that, you need the ride height where this is at. So that's just, But if you have to make an adjustment because another part of the track, like the bowl or whatever, you might have to lower this down. I would, consider that just one click, or the brake bias, I would back off. If you're having some rotation issues, maybe back it off to 57. Let's say the track's green or something like that. You might want to back this off to 57. So again, that's just things, adjustments in case the track conditions are different, when you're racing it. And the best time in practice, I ran a 35.7. So, and that's with the 40-something liters. So, I mean, I was really happy with that. That's a pretty good improvement for me with the McLaren because I never went that fast with it here at Zandvoort. So, I thought that was pretty decent. And it was running high 35s to low 36s, which I just did. Let's take a look at, which I never did show you if you missed the time. There's the timetables. You can see, man, there's almost a tenth there. So see, I've been a 70-something right there. But see, you can see I was 36.3, 36.1, 36.0, then 35.8. So, I mean, it was just getting faster and faster. So, I mean, I think that's a really good sign in the first, 5 laps. So, again, I'm really happy with the setup. I think it's a really good race setup. And I hope you try it. And don't forget about the giveaway coming up this weekend. And with the Fanatic 2.5X, and all you got to do in the video, which I'll, when the video comes out, I will say it's that video, obviously. It's going to be a little bit different video than normal. And I will just say, leave a comment. Just leave a comment, and that's it. That's all you got to do to enter it. And I'll draw it and then announce on the comments who won. So basically, also, I did another race in LFM. And I just didn't show it because I did this one, and it had more action. It was a not an off hours type race. It wasn't really like the peak time, and I won it. So it was actually my first victory in the McLaren. So I was in the McLaren, and wasn't even running. Pretty much not running as good as I am now. But I was, it was a smaller field. It was only about 13 cars, and I won that race. But again, you only get so many points for how many people. So the more cars you get, the more points you can get. Kind of like iRacing, as far as the strength of the field and how many people's in it. So I didn't get as many points for that because even though I won, you only had like 13 cars, where this one had 29. So I probably got almost as many points in that race as I did winning the other one. So again, I sure hope you enjoyed it. And I sure hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified when that video comes out or in any of my videos. And I sure hope you come back and visit again. Y'all take care. See ya.